cette workshop et aussi dans le monsieur Abdelhadi Ewad pour proposer moi cette workshop sur les modèles techniques dans les rockart. Aussi, je vais dire merci beaucoup le monsieur Abdallah Alaoui pour permettre moi de travailler ici dans la région de Smara, et spécialement dans mes amis Beiba et Salah et toutes les personnes qui font partie de l'association Miran, parce que je pense que les labos qu'ils font en Smara, c'est très important. Et finalement, je vais dire merci beaucoup à une personne très spéciale, et parce que cette personne, c'est ma collègue et aussi mon ami. Et c'est Agnès Douard. Merci beaucoup parce que tu es la première personne qui introduit moi dans l'écologie du Maroc. Et merci beaucoup pour être ici, pour traduire tous les mots que je dis aujourd'hui. Okay, I'm sorry for my very bad French, so now I'm going to start in English. This workshop, I prepare a presentation, so Agnes will be translating that, so I prefer first do this presentation, and after everyone can ask about all the things I will talk about, and we can have a debate about that. So you can see I will talk about the modern techniques for recording, documenting the rock art. This is the index, and I will do an introduction, a background, how were the first documentation techniques. Also, I will talk about the methodology that I apply in my topic of working, that is in the Canary Islands, where I have to develop a methodological aspects for documenting the record of the island. And also I want to show how I work with this methodology in other places, like the case of Smara with the Miran Association. And I would like to make a debate at the end with all of you about the future of the rock art research. The place where I'm working, the Canary Islands, for sure the origin of the indigenous population is Amazigh. We don't have doubts about that. But it's true that when I started to see the rock art in the African continent, because I'm African but from the islands, there exists some base in common, but also a lot of differences. I would like to...
Juste, je vais faire une petite traduction, plutôt un petit résumé. Donc après une introduction qu'il va vous faire, et justement en parlant de ça, son champ de recherche est donc bien les îles Canaries, en plus particulièrement Gran Canaria. C'est une île dans laquelle, vous savez, le peuplement est à l'origine amazigh. Donc il va vous un peu vous retracer toute l'évolution de ces techniques d'inventaire et un petit peu les défis et les avantages de travailler en Gran Canaria.
Okay, in this picture I would like to show, as all of you know, how were the first documenting in rock art. As we know, the first finding of the rock art were in Europe, you know, Spain with Altamira, and also in the south of France. And in that moment, what the researcher wanted to show is what was painted in the rocks. So in that moment, they started to do a draws about the rock art in the moment that the photography didn't exist for the geology. So the rock art research started in Europe, where the Europeans who started to go to another countries and start to work there. I would like to talk about the case of the Canary Islands, where some French researchers, as you can see in the center of that picture, we have there René Vernon. He was the first one who saw the living pepper inscriptions in the Canary Islands, and doing a comparison with the works of the General Federer, who was working in North Africa. He saw the similarities between the massive culture of the Canary Islands with the North African continent. At that moment, they were just doing drawings, but since the beginning of 20th century, we can see the picture of the priest Pedro Hernández Benítez. He was a priest interested in Gran Canaria, in the rock art studies, in the living pepper inscriptions too. And he was the first one who started to make the calcs, the tracing of the petroglyphs. At that moment, when he started to make photographies in black and white, and for that reason they started to paint in white the interior of the engravings for show on the pictures. And the last pictures on the right, we have how we're working in Spain, the 20th century, just with the card with transparent paper, and it's half a very good topic because, for example, when I have the opportunity to be working in Sweden, we did a comparison with the 3D modeling and the people who were doing the calcs with their hands, and making the calcs like this is a good way that can still be used by today. And also the night photography with the horizontal artificial light for make the pictures and see better the petroglyphs.
Bien, je vais passer diapo par diapo. Un petit peu un historique, comme vous le savez, au tout début, en reprenant au 19e siècle, la photo n'était pas encore très utilisée, on utilisait le dessin, comme vous avez pu le voir, et beaucoup de chercheurs, entre autres, vous savez, monsieur René Vernon, est allé s'intéresser à d'autres endroits que la France, et entre autres les Canaries. Donc il a un peu, en quelque sorte, importé cette méthode et cette manière de travailler. Donc on est passé en fait du dessin, après petit à petit, on a commencé à calquer les choses, comme vous avez pu le voir, tout au long du XXe siècle, au tout début du XXe siècle. Et donc certains chercheurs, comme le prêtre Benítez, qui s'est intéressé aux premières gravures aux îles Canaries. Il a commencé ce travail d'inventaire à l'aide aussi bien de calques sur un papier transparent, comme vous avez pu le voir sur les photos. Et petit à petit, la photo est entrée dans toute cette évolution technologique de l'inventaire. Donc, en sachant que de toute manière, avec son séjour de recherche en Suède, les Suédois travaillent encore avec ce calque sur papier transparent et ces photos, cette photographie nocturne, que vous verrez un petit peu l'utilité par la suite.
Okay, I would like to show on that picture that the field work for documenting rock art is really, really important. In the Canary Islands, we have an orography very pronounced. We have too much mountains. It's not like in Morocco, for example, the rock art sites are in mountains, sometimes very, very high, and we have to climb mountains, be working by hours to arrive there. But what is in common is that when you start to work with the rock art in the Canary Islands, you start to see some patterns that can help you to find that places. And sometimes it's really difficult to access to this site with all the things that you need, like a big camera, tripod, estación total, total station, and so on. So maybe sometimes we just have a camera for make good pictures or photogrammetry of the rock art. What I want to say with this is that in the Canary Islands, the first population